time to keep you off my mind. Ooh.
Hey guys, Shar here. So today I decided to do a freshman advice video because sadly it is coming up to be that time of the year when school starts, and this has honestly been the fastest summer ever, so I'm just really bummed about that. But this is my first video to my back to school series and I'm just so excited for that. It's going to be so much fun. I always love back to school series videos, so I'm excited to do my own this year, and so let's go ahead and get right to it. So first off, you want to make sure that you go to freshman orientation or whatever your school calls it, but basically what it is you go to school on a specific day before school starts actually, and you go to different classes so then you know like how to get around the school depending on like what size your school is or whatever. It's really helpful and I would suggest doing it. I personally did not do that because I was on vacation and I was honestly a mess. I definitely recommend you to go ahead and do that. Next, just be open to new friends. Like, that's something that I really personally struggle with, is trying to, like, I don't know, I've always been like the kind of shy person. Like, whenever I make friends, I'm like really happy and excited and all this stuff, but whenever I have to like actually make a new friend, that's so hard for me. So I just don't be afraid to go up to someone and be like, hey, you know, blah blah blah, let's be friends, you know? Like, just be open to that. It's because things are gonna happen whenever you go to high school. Like, whenever I was going to high school, I assumed that my friends from middle school were gonna be best friends all the way throughout high school and until college, but things change and you do lose some of those friends. I know you hear that a lot, but it's honestly the truth and it's really upsetting, and so you're just gonna have to find some new friends too. So the differences between middle school and high school are actually really, like, they're really different. Whenever I was still in middle school, all my middle school teachers were like, oh, we have to prepare you for high school, etc., etc. And that's true to a certain degree. Like, honestly, high school freshman year was academically was so easy. It really wasn't that hard. It's just very different because your teachers aren't expecting you to turn in papers, so if you don't, they're not going to tell you anything. So basically what I mean by that is, like, if you're sick one day and you're coming back to school, the teachers aren't just going to be like, oh, here's your work, this is what you missed. Like, you have to go up to the teacher personally and be like, hey, can I have my work for this and this? Otherwise, they won't really care. They'll just put a 0 in your grade. Another big thing is definitely to stay organized. Basically, that is such an important thing because that makes such a huge difference, like, in your grades, and just, like, staying organized makes me feel so much better. Like, I feel like put together more and like ready for the next day and knowing what's going on. So it's nice, like, if you have to get a planner or if you have one, to use it. Just use that to your advantage because it helps you honestly so much more than you would realize. Also, if you were lost on the first week, in my opinion, like, and you come into your classroom late, the teachers aren't going to get mad at you if you tell them, oh, I was lost, like, I didn't know where to go. Most teachers understand that, especially since you're a freshman, so just let them know that. And I don't know, that might just be for my school, but I'm pretty sure that they'd be okay with that, just as long as they understand why you were late. So just tell them that. Schoolwork difference, there is a lot more like work that you have to do, but it's not something that you can't handle, in my opinion. And basically you just have to have responsibility and realize that it's your, like, you have to do it. Like, if you don't do it, then no one else is going to do it for you or help you or remind you to do it. That's why it's important to stay organized. Also, a big thing that I personally need to work on too is to not procrastinate. Like, I constantly do that. I'm like, oh, I can do that book report in the book report was, I remember I had to read this really small book. I think it was The Great Gatsby. I had to read that and I had like 5 weeks to read it, and I was like, oh, I can finish that in like a couple of days. So I put it off until the very end and like ended up reading it really, really quickly and getting a bad grade on it. And that's something you don't want to do. Like, it feels so much better if you just do that. like the minute you get it and you get it done, then you don't have to worry about it like later on. You can just be like, oh yeah, I have it done and I did really good on it, you know? So it's important not to do that. I know it's hard sometimes when you're just like, oh, I don't want to do that, but it's better to just get that over with so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Another thing, if you are struggling to like have new friends, or just in general, this is a good thing to do, is to just join like different clubs or sports or electives. Like getting into different clubs helps you so much more. Like also on like, high school, I don't know what it's called, like whenever like colleges and stuff are looking at your like high school sort of resume kind of thing, like if they see that you were in book club and student council and you were the president of this and you were in multiple sports, like they're gonna look at that and be like, oh, okay, so she's like a good student who manages her grades and is able to do these different things too. Like that's gonna help you so much more, and it's also gonna help you like have like a different variety of friends that you normally wouldn't, and so definitely do that. I did that, and I was in like student council, book club, and I was in different sports, and yeah. So I don't know about your school, but in my school, some people bring backpacks, some people don't. It just depends on what you personally want to do and like what's your workload, I guess. So we have lockers, so basically what I do is on the first day I don't really bring anything. Like I bring little stuff because that's the day when everyone tells you what they need you to bring for each class. And so throughout that week I will gather like all my stuff from different places and I'll put it in my locker so I can just go into my locker and grab that, because we have like 5 minutes in between each class. So that's plenty of time for me to grab what I need and go to my next class. So it depends on what class you're going to and how far apart they are. So if you have a far apart class and you don't have time to go back to your locker, I suggest just like keeping stuff in your backpack and then taking it there. But if you have plenty of time, like I honestly do because my school is very small, then you can just leave your stuff in your locker and go back and get it, because it just makes it so much easier and lighter. One other thing is that freshmen, you're gonna get picked on, but it's not like anything you need to take seriously. Like you're gonna get picked on from the sophomores, juniors, and seniors, but they're not like personally meaning it. Like you're not personally being victimized by Regina George or anything. It's like, I don't know, it's just something that everyone does for some reason. Like you just have to get through it for some reason. I'm personally not going to do that to other freshmen now, but I know that a lot of people will, and so it's just something that like they do as a joke, but don't take it seriously because they're just messing around with you because you're a freshman. And the last thing is, well, my camera just died, so okay, so basically where I left off I was talking about the first day of school. So just basically don't be scared. You're gonna be fine. It's not that scary once you actually get there. Just be relaxed and you'll be fine, I promise. And try to not be stressed out, like just in general throughout the entire year. Just try not to be stressed out because that can really kill you and put you down. And try to stay positive. Like that's something that I've learned is really important in life, and just have that positive energy to like give out to other people too. So that's all I have for my freshman advice video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please like this video and subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye!